Let's compute qualified business deduction for a business. Let's specify this business. This business is non-SSTB, non-specified service, trade, or business. It means it's a qualified trade or business. And specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to be outside the range. And the reason why we want to consider it as a qualified trade and business, because only qualified trade or business or non-SSTB qualify if they are outside the range. So let's take a look at this. Adam, a married taxpayer, sole proprietorship with one employee earning $90,000 in 2026. Now, keep in mind, I'm referring to year 2026. The reason I'm referring year 2026 because this is when the one big beautiful bill takes effect, and it will take effect permanently until the law changes. So if you're looking at this example and you are looking at year 2028, year 2029, it doesn't matter, the year 2030, the concept should stay the same. What's going to change, the only thing that's going to change for you is the phase out, the limitation, maybe the range, and this is the only thing that changes. And obviously if you know these ranges here, then you will be good to go. So we're working with the 2026, so you know why I am using these figures. So in a different year you would have different limit, but the problem will stay the same. Now for this business, they have no substantial asset. It means the business is labor intensive. You don't need asset, it's a service business. Reported qualified business income is 550. So from the business, the sole proprietary is generating 550, and they have taxable income before the QBI deduction of 620,000 before this deduction. Adam taxable income is 620, which exceeds the 556, the upper limit. Well, we already established that this is a non-SSTB. This is a qualified trade or business. Now, the first thing I want to tell you, we cannot exceed, our deduction cannot be more than 20% of our modified taxable income. What's our modified taxable income? Same thing as taxable income, because we don't have any dividend or capital gain. Therefore, our deduction cannot exceed 124 in all cases. So just want to make sure we are aware of this. Now let's compute the qualified business deduction. It's limited to the lesser of 20% of QBI, which is 110, or 50% of W2 wages. W2 wages 90,000 times 50% is 45. Now remember, those wages are not for Adam, those wages are for his only employee. Only employee or many employees, it doesn't matter. He cannot use his own wages. Therefore, what do? Since we cannot exceed 124, we are in good shape. Our final QBI deduction is 45,000. Now if I ask you, what is his taxable income, how much he will pay taxes? Now remember, 620 before QBI, then Adam will have $45,000 deduction. Then this will be his taxable income, which is 620 minus 45,000. And let me just go through this computation since we are going through it. What is 620 minus 45? 575,000. And so he'll pay taxes based on this amount, married filing jointly, and life is good. So what did we do here? We work an example that dealing with a qualified trade or business, and it's obviously we're outside the range.